We got to see Rebel Moon early. What I like about this is it felt like Seven Samurai. Star Wars was inspired by Seven Samurai, but for whatever reason, this felt more inspired by Seven Samurai than Star Wars itself.
Yeah.
If you're a Star Wars fan, I do think you're gonna like this film.
I wouldn't even say just a Star Wars fan. Specifically a Rogue One fan, you would enjoy this a lot.
This feels like this was written by someone that liked Star Wars and was frustrated with what Disney gave us for the last 3 years and was like, yo, let me get a crack at this. Let me create something of my own. So when I woke up this morning, by mistake, I saw Rotten Tomatoes had gave it a 7%. And I'm just like, how? They didn't even give the Marvel 7%. So check this out. This is something Rotten Tomatoes said. Rebel Moon, a child of fire reviews. This isn't the sci-fi epic you're looking for. Critics say Zack Snyder's space opera is visually impressive with some solid action, but it may largely find its audience with fans who are already accustomed to and enjoy his trademark stylistic flourishes.
And I got one from, this comes from Variety, Owen Gleiberman. I'll make sure his name in there. Rebel Moon, while immensely watchable, is a movie built so entirely out of spare parts that it may in the end be for the Snyder cultists only. And I was genuinely looking for a review of something like that. I agree with him. If you have any issue with Zack Snyder, any problem with Zack Snyder, specifically anything, you hate anything that Snyder does, don't watch. Do everybody a favor. Don't watch the movie.
I see
it is
going.
100% Snyder turned to the max.
Yup. Welcome to another episode of Kaylex Encounter, and if you've been here before, we're offering a giveaway. So in order for you to find out what's going on, you got to stick around to the end of the episode. We're giving away exclusive Rebel Moon memorabilia. By the way, this is a safe movie review. Non-spoilers. Got you covered. All right? So Rebel Moon follows a mysterious warrior named Kora and a farmer. The journey starts when an intergalactic army pulls up to their planet and they're just like, yo, you work for us now. And they're like, yo, no, we don't want to do that. So now Kora and the farmer have to search the galaxy to find worthy warriors to help them fight this battle of tyranny, pretty much, just tyranny. I was about to say, and terrorism. I have to compare it to Star Wars. I just have to. This is what I wanted out of Rey. Kora's character is exactly what I wanted out of Rey, and we just didn't get that. And Sofia Boutella, bro, I like her character a lot. It's a very physically demanding role. In her actions, I could believe that she's fighting these dudes. I could believe that she knows how to do these things. And bro, she was fucking Aki, bro. It was shots with the slow-mo, and you saw her back. I said, damn!
She picked up that hammer and said,
in slow-mo. I'm like, I believe it, bro. I believe she could pick this shit up. I believe she gives me vibes of Emily Blunt in Edge of Tomorrow. And the character is genuinely interesting. This is how you do a character that's not a Mary Sue, because we know there's more to her life, that we just, like, literally it's a mystery. And we get into it, and the movie does give us backstory, but it's still very limited. As opposed to when we had Rey in Star Wars, it was like, it's a mystery, but wait till the next movie. This one was like, nah, it's a mystery, but we'll let you know why.
They sprinkle it in, it's in there.
And the bad guy.
Okay, listen, that's a bad guy.
No, he's a horrible person.
That's a bad guy.
He's just bad. He's just horrible.
Like sometimes you can be a bad guy, but not a bad guy.
But like, you know how,
he was a bad guy.
Bro, this is how bad of a guy he was. His weapon of choice was just straight brutality.
A stick.
Like, bro. I like the way they introduced this character. And honestly, bro, this didn't have to be directed by Zack Snyder. He could have gave this to a talented director and just produced this, and it would have been really, honestly, I honestly almost would have preferred if it wasn't Zack Snyder. It was a really solid story. I would have been into it, whoever it was. It could have been on some like the OG Star Wars, where it's like George Lucas wrote the story, but he gave different people to direct it. The movie spends a long time actually trying to develop the characters and flesh them out. Whatever action set pieces there were, you saw it in the trailer. So it's like, you're not really in there for the action. At a certain point, you're kind of just there for the story. You notice that when it kind of just goes, it's not even in a bad way, it goes from planet to planet because they're literally trying to assemble people. So it's like you meet one person, the person's like, yo, I know somebody, and they go to the next person. So it's like one of those movies. It's clearly a part one. And I'm very excited to see what part two has in store for us. You told me, I thought there was gonna be 3 parts. You said there's only gonna be 2.
Yeah, there's only 2.
Which is insane to me.
I'm upset. Bro could have gave us, I just wish the movie was longer. I
do think that the movie could have been like 3 hours and I would have been okay. He could have gave us the Justice League. It could have been 3 hours and I would have watched it. I sat through Killers of the Flower Moon.
Like a solid 3 hours, 20 minutes, I would have been satisfied.
Yeah. Yo, the shots are, first of all.
Nah, them shots is beautiful.
Come on, bro.
Hey, look, we was in the theater. I don't want to say too much, but there was a scene with some water, and I'm like, yo, this is flexing right now.
Right.
I'm like, yo, he is flexing right now. It was just water.
Right, and it's like, okay, so we know what time, like there's certain speed ramps, like the fights, I need a rated R version.
Oh yeah, most
because
definitely.
I know it's Zack Snyder, I'm like, okay, he held out on us.
You could tell, you could see it. I'm like, okay, that should have been bloody.
And I feel like, exactly, and then at that point, it's almost like, okay, he's trying to make it family friendly. I can respect that, because it gets dark.
Yeah.
Like within the first 10 minutes, it's like, whoa, I thought this was PG-13. What are we doing here?
I had to keep like reminded about like, oh yeah, this is a Netflix movie. Like, and look, the CG was great. Nah, the CG was great, bro. The CG was great. A Netflix movie though.
Look, I gotta give it its credit because apparently it seems like the budget for Rebel Moon was $160 million, which that's around the budget of a Marvel movie. But that's Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2. When I have my issues about the CGI, I'm glad that you caught me on the fact that it is a Netflix movie because this is apparently also one of Netflix's most expensive movies. But still, here's my thing. There were certain scenes that felt like it was straight out of the Sci-Fi Channel. I don't know if you guys remember the Sci-Fi Channel, like with the spaceships and stuff like that. I don't know if it was the concept design or whatever, but it just felt like television. One thing I want to see Zack Snyder do, and this is where I'm comparing it to the other epics, right? Dune, like there's a quality difference still. And one thing I want for Zack Snyder is to stay away from green screen, not 100% green screen scenes. And so for that reason, there were certain scenes that felt like episode 1, 2, 3. The shots still look beautiful, but there's certain things where I'm kind of just like, damn, it would have looked that much more better if he like location scouted and he went out his way to find some desert or
want that, but then when the budget starts going
so I understand him. So it's like,
budget start going
if they
up.
gave him maybe another 150 million, you see what I'm saying? I
Slide
respect
him like
it.
another 150 million.
Right, but and then that's my issue with Netflix, because then it will go into a rant on how Netflix knows what they're doing. They clearly give out, like they give budgets, but they give you just enough where it's like, it's not a crazy theatrical release. This genuinely could have competed with Disney, bro. Like, I think if they gave it more money, this, not a Star Wars killer, maybe it could have been a Star Wars killer, I'm not gonna lie. Because if they marketed it properly, toys, Sofia Boutella is beautiful, so it's like, not real shit. Like, she's beautiful, she's actually an action hero. There's nothing unlikable about her. I don't know what Rotten Tomatoes critics are smoking. If their issue is with green screen, I will be okay with that. But that's just not their argument. And I gotta cut Zack Snyder some slack because you're using a combined budget. Anybody that's using a combined budget for 1 and 2 films, I'ma let it be, bro. That's a project of love right there. Like you did that out of, I need to tell this story, and I gotta respect it. What you gonna give this? I feel like our scores are about to be the same. You wanna say it at the same time? 1, 2, 3, 7.5. Oh!
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay, that's pretty close.
I didn't want to give it a 0.5. I just wish it was longer.
I'll give it a 7. If we're gonna break even, I'm gonna give it a 7. Because I really can't give it a 6 and I can't give it an 8. But look, if you made it this far, then that means it's giveaway time! Look, check this out. No one on the planet has this unless you went to the premiere. We are giving away Rebel Moon posters. 3 lucky people. We're making it 3 lucky people. Instead of just 1, 3 people. But this is what you gotta do to qualify for the Rebel Moon poster. A, we drop banger movie reviews and talk about movie news on this channel. So subscribe if you're into that. Then, the only way you get the poster is by leaving a like. If we don't get 150 likes in this video, we're not even gonna drop the spoiler talk. And in the spoiler talk, that's where we're gonna announce the winner. 3, you gotta DM us, Muscle Mommy, in the Instagram DMs. Our Instagram is @KayleXOfficial. So follow those 3 steps, you qualify, and we'll read your name out, and that's how you know you won. So look, it's up to you guys. If we see you in the next encounter, hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you in the next encounter.
Peace.